Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's great to be with you again. I don't often have to record multiple times, but today I had to because my phone keeps ringing as I'm recording. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm generally like a one shot kind of guy, just let it go all out. But today it's three or four tries. So you just got to be open to what life throws at you. I guess it's an invitation for me to manage my emotions. But anyway, thanks for joining me again. Thanks for all the feedback I get. I'm going to get into that in a second. But hey, the Super Eagles still have a shot to make it to the World Cup. That's the best thing that's happened in a week. I mean, I didn't think they were going to even be this close, but they won their last two matches, and now they're in this playoff that's going to happen in November. So hope springs eternal. My fingers and toes are crossed. Hopefully, they make it to the World Cup. This is so important. But anyway, we'll worry about that in a few weeks. Let's keep talking about needs. If you missed the video from last time, I just reminded us that we all have needs. To be human, to exist, is to have needs. And I focused really on the workplace because we need our needs met by work, through work, at work. Security, belonging, whatever it is, we have some needs that need to be met. And I got great feedback from Keith around a response to not having our needs met. And I should probably add more context here. And so, one of the things I said in that video is exploring your needs, why you need them met, and really challenging how you need them met. I mean, the point I was trying to make was simply to make use an example. We all have a need for respect or at least belonging. But what happens when there's somebody who you just notice doesn't want to give you respect or treat you in a certain kind of way? Sometimes we need to stop and ask ourselves, why do we have this expectation of this person? Like, why have we created this situation? And I suggested that sometimes we don't experience joy at work because we are looking to have our needs met in the wrong places. And that's definitely true. It's happened to me. I talked to a lot of people and know it's happened to them as well. So when we rethink about how we want to have our needs met and just challenge our initial assumptions, we realize, like, why am I looking to have my needs met in that way from that person or through that thing? The greatest example is some people's identity is formed and fashioned solely around their job. And so any sort of disagreement at work or any sort of challenge at work really gets at that need of being respected or a need of belonging. But, you know, work is work. Sometimes we shouldn't be looking for that kind of validation. We shouldn't be looking for that kind of need being met in the workplace. But what is also true is that sometimes the workplace and a situation is supposed to meet our needs per se. You're part of a team, and part of the things that you should experience is respect from your coworkers. Just as an example, there are other examples we can pull on here. And there are situations where you need to fight, if I might use that word, or make the point to have your needs be met. I've been in situations where I had a leader, for example, who I didn't think was listening to me, never listened to me. And in that situation, being an employee, the need that needed to be met was that of respect. And so I had to step up and say to this leader, hey, I need to be heard. And I actually had to talk to other people to make my case for being heard. Now, what's important here is that it doesn't mean your needs necessarily going to get met. Like the person could say, screw you, like I'm going to do my thing. But there are some times where it's important to stand up for our needs being met. And I just want to say that. So Keith raised an interesting point. He said like we might get meaning from that, which might be more important than joy. And I think this is a very interesting comparison of meaning and joy that I'll have to address in another video because I think it really begs the question, like, what do people think joy is? Because clearly if your needs are not being met and you know it should be met and you believe it's something you should fight for and you're not standing up for it, like, I don't know how you really experience joy in that situation. I think it becomes difficult. So I would almost offer that standing up for yourself, whatever the needs may be in the workplace, after you've done the due diligence to say, yes, I'm supposed to be having this need be met here. The security of a job, being paid fairly, not being met. You stand up and make the point like this need needs to be met. is something that you need to take on. And sometimes taking those things on are the right things to do, not because you control the outcome, but because it's a need that needs to be met. And you never know what example you're actually showing to others as well by standing up and saying, like, here's a need I deserve. This need needs to be met. So, out here to say this week that sometimes when our needs are not being met, we need to like raise our voice, we need to take a stand, and we need to do something about it, even in the workplace. That's the way, we can experience more joy at work, and that's a way we can make the workplace better for everyone. So again, thanks Keith for that feedback. Those are some of my initial thoughts. Maybe expand on this. I'll expound on this future videos. But until then, be well, be safe, and see you soon. Bye.